Hello guys, anyone here? Prabhu is here. Not here. Prabhu, are you here? Prabhu?
That reliability study of a conveyor belt system. So based on the data, based on that, you have to make a system design and you have to optimize the system. And this is the objective, my objective for this offering this course and how to get the maximum benefit that you will get.
Hello Pandav.
Learn the optimization techniques. So this is what you have to learn in this course.
Hello
Now,
Divya Prakash. Can
it is
anyone hear me?
for discussion. If anyone has,
Yes, sir, we can hear you here. We can hear you.
Yeah. Some
has
other class is going on, kya?
Yeah.
asked,
One Gorai sir is taking his class, so that is why a lot of students are in his class right now.
He has not finished yet.
No, sir, he hasn't finished it yet.
Okay. Yeah, ask them to come as soon as possible.
Okay, sir, we'll do that.
Yeah.
now you
Yeah.
can turn at your mic.
Hello Indrajit.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Class is over or not?
Just over.
Just over. Okay. Hello Satyaprakash.
Yes, sir.
Hello Prakash. You guys can start sharing your videos as well. I can see you.
Good
Okay.
afternoon, sir.
Pandav has opened it. Okay. And who else is there? Satyaprakash is there. Okay. Perfect. Who else is coming? So, how was your guys' experience there? This was first class at 115, or it was earlier also? It was there.
We are class at 115.
115 was the first class, right?
Yes.
Okay. चलो चलो जल्दी से आओ भाई. We can start then. It's
गौरव सर अभी तक क्लास ले रहे हैं.
अभी भी क्लास ले रहे हैं क्या? ओहो. फिर तो ऐसे बढ़ता ही रहेगा. I think you have another class after this also, ना? Whose is there?
Yes sir. We have joined the class.
My God. Jayantu sir.
Yes sir.
छोटा ही क्लास रखते हैं आज. सब तुम लोगों से सबसे बातें करते हैं आज. ठीक है. आ जाओ सब लोग. और कौन कौन आया? अमृतेश. अमृतेश is here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. सब लोग अपना वीडियो खोल दो. You guys can start your video so I can see you guys. अरे 7 only, हाँ. जल्दी बुलाओ भाई सबको. You guys are 43, I think. Yeah. You are muted. You have to unmute yourself. Hello, Swati.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Cool.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, how was the first class experience? कैसा लग रहा है ऑनलाइन क्लास करके? It's first
It
time,
was
right?
nice, sir.
Yeah. सही है. Good, good. 10 लोग तो आ गए. चलो बढ़िया. We'll wait a few more minutes. कम भी हो जाते हैं लोग. We can leave also. Oh. We'll wait a few minutes more, guys. फिर start करते हैं. Okay. Okay. Oh. Welcome everyone. कितने आ गए? 25. सही. वेलकम एवरीवन. वेलकम. ऑनलाइन क्लास करके कैसा लग रहा है सब लोगों से पूछूंगा अभी मैं. इंद्रजीत कैसा लग रहा है ऑनलाइन क्लास करके?
बढ़िया लग रहा है सर. बट उतना रियल एक्सपीरियंस नहीं हो जैसा क्लास में होता था. बट
हाँ.
ठीक है.
पांडव को कैसा लग रहा है? पांडव तो पूरे घर में घूम रहा है मजे से।
इंटरैक्शन शो नहीं कर रहा है।
ऐसे ही होगा इंटरेक्शन जैसे अभी हो रहा है। सत्य प्रकाश, योर कैमरा इज नॉट गुड क्या? इट्स सो मच लाइट इज देयर। आवाज भी नहीं आ रही। आर यू म्यूट और नॉट? अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ।
सर
Yeah.
कैमरा का भी प्रॉब्लम है और
कैमरा,
इंटरनेट इशू भी है।
हाँ इंटरनेट इश्यूज तो रहेंगे ही। इतने सारे लोगों के लिए साथ में इंटरनेट लाना बड़ा मुश्किल है।
वही सर।
So, अभी सबके घर में सब लोग सुरक्षित हैं? एवरीवन इज सेफ आई होप। यहाँ तो हर
Yes,
जगह
sir.
स्प्रेडिंग। इवन इनसाइड आईआईटी देयर आर 2 केसेस अभी। एनआईटी, या।
Nice.
चलो, it's 30. How many were there in Gorai sir class? 30 were there. How many were there participants?
34. 34.
34.
34, huh? Chalo, one more minute. We'll start. 30 are already here. I can't wait more. किसी का गुड आफ्टरनून आया? गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू टू। किसका आया अभी तक मेरे को दिखने में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा। मनीष का है क्या? मनीष कुमार? मनीष वाज देयर, ओके। यहाँ पे इतने सारे सब, एक बड़ा सा स्क्रीन होना चाहिए वेयर एवरी वन ऑफ यू कैन बी स्मॉल देन इट्स ओके। एक कंप्यूटर में नहीं हो पाता। Hello guys, let's begin. Welcome all of you. So I hope everyone can hear me perfect. Okay, voice is clear. Yeah.
Okay, yes, sir. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Good. So welcome all of you. This course is named Computer Application in Mining. For those of you who have not seen me, I am Dr. Tushar Gupta. I have recently joined here in mining department in March. I think the time you guys went, I came. और उसके बाद we are in lockdown everywhere. So, anyways, now we will start. Okay. So I think Amit Gorai sir also might have introduced you a little bit, but I will also give you. We will be doing these lectures on Microsoft Teams, okay? And I think all of you can log in and join right now. I don't know what happened to like 12 of you who are not here. So we have to find that out. So some of the recommendations is keep your phone on silent, very basic. Regarding this, very quickly I will go through. Try to keep yourself on mute when we are not talking, okay? When I'm presenting or if you guys are not speaking, try to keep on mute. I think everyone has done already, so that's good. It actually prevents a lot of background noise, so that helps. Keep your videos on if possible. That way I can see you guys. For me, it's good to see you and talk to you rather than just give lecture. So हम मेरे साथ ऐसा नहीं होगा कि it's just lecture. We will keep on interacting with each other. Okay. So in that way we will have lectures for my classes. I think all of you guys are also in Rock Slope Technology, I hope, right? All of you are there. So I will be taking that class as well. Yeah. Okay. And a few tips that basically smoothen our working. So यहाँ पे you guys can see there is a raise your hand option, right? Can everyone click that? Raise your hand. Yeah. You guys can click. Everyone can have that option, right? Yeah. Click. Click the raise your hand for those who have not. Yes, 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 yes. Who is left? Abhishek, Akshat, Indrajit. Click raise your hand.
Sir, actually, I am using on mobile, so there's
Mobile. Mobile is not there.
raising.
Option is not there.
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Others are also in mobile who have not done.
Yes, sir. Same.
Sir, there is an option in mobile, sir.
That
It
is
is there.
There is an
Option is there
option in
in
mobile.
mobile.
it's there in
In
mobile
the
or not?
mobile, there is also option. Yes,
Who
sir.
is that? Nitesh, tell how it is done in mobile.
There are
Yes,
three
sir.
dots.
Yes,
You
sir. Done.
click on that.
In the options, right?
Done.
Yeah, one of you who has done on mobile, they can tell others. Share it later. So my
Hello,
point is,
Indrajit.
my point is, let's do that later
Yeah,
on.
I am done.
My
I am
point,
done.
done, perfect. Padma, okay, okay, that's good. So everyone can, I think, raise their hand in some way. So this we will use later on when we are doing classes, when you guys are on mute. If anyone has any doubts, keep your hand raised like this. So, I mean, on the teams, so that we can, whenever time is there or we are changing the sections, we can have that questions or whatever queries are there with you. Okay. So now you can go, guys can take your hand off. Okay. Another way to do this will also be using chats. So any question that comes in your mind that time, you can certainly put it on chat. Time to time, we will be reading it. So you can place it here, right? And I think everyone can access chat. So everyone can see if the questions, right? So if anything is there that you guys can explain among yourself, do that. When things come, when we will discuss, I will also address those. Try to keep it civil. Don't shout on each other on the chat. Okay. किसी को गाली नहीं देना. Right? Okay. Next, what we have? So each class, we are directed that we will be recording each class. Even this class is being recorded. So do not worry if internet breaks down or sometimes things will happen. We have full recording. We will share with you guys, and you guys can refer that afterwards. So don't worry about that. Still, even after recording is there, I would still suggest keep making notes. अब कैसे बनाते हो, that is up to you. What I used to do in online classes is मैं OneNote का use करता था. Microsoft OneNote है ना. So I used to use OneNote. So that is very easy. We can just like roughly typing, and that stores everything. Even I can capture the screens, and that also I can save. So that helps me a lot when I do online classes or online lectures. I use that. But it's up to you what you do. Some people prefer hard copy, hard writing as well. Make notes. I would say make notes what you hear rather than what you see, and that's very important because lectures, though we can share slides, we can share, but what you hear right now, what we are discussing right now, that is important. So keep making notes. I would suggest that. About attendance, actually, we have this facility in this Microsoft Teams to get attendance automatically. So whenever you log in and whenever you log out, we get a timestamp so we can judge who is there, who is not there. Try to attend as much time as possible. I understand there will be some limitations regarding internet problems or some like today's class got extended and we had this overlap. So some or the other things will be there. Don't worry about that. Individually we'll see that, but try to come as much as possible. Class mein aao, class mein raho, as much as possible, so that you don't miss the things that are not actually being covered in this recording and everything. So try to be as much as possible. Attendance will be marked, but it will be considerate. Okay. अगर कुछ दिक्कत है, we will consider that. Okay, so this was a general recommendation. Today, what I was thinking was I will give you why computers, why we do computer applications in mining, what is the purpose behind, and need क्या है. अच्छा, in 3 of you have hands raised. अभी वो मुझे लगता है पुराने वाला ही हैं, to try to change them. And Prabhu, Jagbandhu, and Pandra. Yeah, you 3 have hand raised, so close that. What I was saying was, in case anyone has any difficulty, अगर मैं, because I keep on changing English to Hindi, अगर ऐसा कुछ, if you have any issues, do tell me so that I will try to accommodate that. Because our primary will be little bit mixed. हम लोगों का interaction ऐसे ही चलता रहेगा. We will keep on interacting that way, so that it's not just a lecture but more of an interaction. Okay. Okay, so today's class I had planned that we'll talk about why computers are important and what are the applications in mining. We'll be discussing some applications, that what are the things in details. We will be discussing them in further lectures as well. It is important to know what, as a mining engineer, you have to do when you learn computer applications in mining. So it's not that we just learn a software and that's it. So as a mining engineer, there are more things to be done. So you have to understand what is the role of yourself when you study these things and apply these things later on. And we will be discussing about what we'll be covering in later classes. So आज का lecture will be very small. In anyways, you guys are late already. वो पिछली वाली class है, and I had also kept it small, तो क्योंकि तुम लोगों से बात करके थोड़ा पहले दिन चलाते हैं, फिर आगे बढ़िया से class करेंगे, ठीक है? If time permits, we'll see module 1 अगर हो पाएगा, but otherwise let's keep that simple today. Okay. अभी तक किसी को कुछ खतरनाक से doubt, any queries, so they can raise their hand, otherwise we'll move on. जिसने raise ऐसे ही करे हुए हैं, प्रभु and पांडव, अगर if you have any doubt, then it's okay, otherwise keep your hands down. Cool, nothing till now, so let's move on. So starting with why computers in mining. जरूरत क्या है? Why do we need them? So before coming to the computers or computerization, can any one of you, with the raise of your hand, tell me what is the difference between these 3 terms? Mechanization, automation, or computerization? How are these 3 different? Anyone raise your hand and I will address them. Okay. करो. कोई तो आंसर करो भाई. प्रभु तेरा हाथ उठा हुआ है, you answer. Okay, Rohan. Where is Rohan? Yeah, Rohan, open your video as well and answer.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yes, Rohan.
Sir, mechanization is actually mechanization is actually the process where we use machineries like shovels and dumpers, drilling machines to perform our job.
Right.
And automation is its type of automatically doing the things, like it saves the labor. And computerization is the part where we use computers to store our data and then do the things for us, like calculations and borehole calculations and planning the mine designs. We use computers for that.
Nice answer. Anyone else? Yes, Satyaprakash.
Cell mechanization means basically you are dealing with the machines, and automation means we're dealing with the automating machines. Basically, uh, means basically controlled by the human beings, and computerization means doing the computation.
Quite close. Both good answers. So, taking it ahead, mechanization, we all know, very simple. Uh, we used to work with shovels and baskets to take our coal out, how would I say, or manually working करते थे, right? We use mechanized working now. We can drill holes automatically. We can use boomers. We can use UTMs, shovels, and dumpers, as you guys said, both of you. That is correct. Automation and computerization both are very related. It's not that both are mutually exclusive events, but both are not same. So we have to understand why these two things are different and what we are trying to do now. कि computer applications जब we talk about, where does the computerization part comes and where does the automation part comes, and what is difference between suppose say mine automation and mine computerization or computer application in a mine. So automation basically, I would say, it in it involves reduction as Rohan said, a reduction of manpower and improve. It can improve the productivity by reduction of manpower, but essentially interaction of human being is reduced. Interaction of human being can be in many terms. We can be, maybe someone can be driving a shovel, and here if you see an example, basically a remote shoveling operation is going on in the second figure. Similarly, if you guys have suppose automatic washing machines, if anyone has, so previously we used to have semi-automatic, or we used to wash clothes by hand, so it was pani dalo, then you rinse it, you put washing powder, and you dry it up. Every part of these was step by step made automized. So आजकल जो machines आ रही हैं, that washing machines today basically do all this stuff without even you touching another button apart from the start button, right? आजकल की washing machines even just press a button and they will do every other work, and you just have to take your laundry out. So automation basically reduces human interaction, and that's the essential part of it. Now, this can be with the help of computerization, but this is not necessary that computerization is essential in automation. Automation can be just by linking one task to another so that it goes on continuously. Suppose if you have a shovel shoveling operation or mucking operation. So mucking operation involves what? We have to assess how much material has to be handled. We have to know how much our capacity of bucket or the capacity of shovel is there. And then we have to do the actual operation of going there, picking the muck up or our mineral up, taking the shovel and dumping it either in a dump truck or somewhere else, right? Automation part can do this by maybe scanning the ore and its distance, calculating how many buckets will be there, and doing the full operation automatically based on where the position of shovel is there, where the position of ore is there. So modern shovels don't need actually human to do the movement work. They can do it automatically with a pre-programmed stuff. Now, again, we say pre-programmed, so you have some computer aspects is still here, but it's not necessary that every time it will be there. Computerization, however, needs a component of analysis. Suppose, for example, in Australia, where I was doing my PhD, there was one mine in which there was a ore processing plant. Now, in traditional ore processing plant, what you do is there are jaw crushers, gyratory crushers, right? And a certain set of processing equipments that basically transforms the different size ore into desirable size ore, maybe. Just taking a small example. In that mine, what they did was basically they scanned the size of the ore material. So what is the bulk size? Like it can be a diameter of say 15 to 20 centimeter. It can be a diameter of maybe 2 to 3 centimeters. With every average scanning they did, they changed the maximum motion of the say jaw crusher or gyratory crusher. In that way, what they achieved was they reduced the energy consumption for a smaller size of materials, because in that time a small motion is required to basically put them in their output shape, output size. For bigger size, the larger movement of the gyratory or a jaw crusher will be required. So in this sense, what they did was they first computed, analyzed what is the average size of each dump or the ore that is coming. They adjusted the movement of the jaw crusher, and therefore what output was there was they basically improved the efficiency of the machine as well as the cost, energy cost that was there. So here comes the computerization aspect. Automated, the work is same. The work that was happening before also is happening right now also. The only difference is now there is an analysis part involved, and there comes the computerization. There are a lot of aspects where we can see the effect of computerization in our mining scenario, but overall, if we see, we have 3 or 4 large aspects where we can use computers, and one of them includes need of reliability, where as our Satya Prakash was saying, that need computerization aspect. Guys, can you hear me? I saw there is a fluctuation. Why? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So need for reliability, data management aspect is there, data analysis aspect is there. Suppose digital elevation models can be stored, they can be analyzed how things are moving. These can be used in planning and precautions, what type of planning activities are done, designing, blasting, ventilation. Also, uh, we use them in simulation purpose by basically designing the whole scenario. We can predict how things will move ahead. Like for example, we have a open cast slope, like a rock slope, which we have mined out, and we want to see based on what type of rock conditions are there, what type of geometry of the slope is there, how it will behave after suppose 30 years of time. Will it be stable enough considering so much rainfall will be there, so much saturation will be there, water will be there, natural degradation will be there, vibrations will be there. So these all can be simulated in using computer software, simulation softwares, and we can find out, okay, these are the chances of failure, maybe factor of safety of this, or the percentage of safety is less, so that we can maybe stabilize it further so that it doesn't fail till the time we need it not to fail. Simulations can also work in understanding the reliability, availability, and all of the machinery that are present in mines. Simulations can also be for ventilation, whether we are able to get rid of the harmful gases, whether temperature is regulated inside the mines and underground cases, whether in the new phase air is reaching at all or not. So these all can be done by simulation work. And visualization, one of the most important and most attractive aspect of today's computer applications is visualization, how we visualize our data. It is easy to calculate and find out what will happen, but if you are able to show it properly, so that anyone else, non-technical person, also can understand. Okay, if I'm seeing that the air is going from red to blue zone, that means there is certain temperature difference that I can understand. So visualization of this of the data that we are analyzing is another important aspect, and where computerization can take place. So these are the four basic broad areas where computerization or computer application in mining takes place. Some of the applications or direct applications may be mine planning or design, where we see how different components of the mine, open cast or underground, can be developed, how dumps can be designed, how the benches can be designed, what is the timeline of excavation, what is the ultimate pit limit, how much ore we can extract profitably, what can be the production and productivity of a mine, all these aspects. And suppose we want certain amount of production to be handled in this area, how we can optimize our design so that this much amount of production can be done. If this much amount of waste is there, how waste dumps can be designed. So in this GIF figure, you can see they are designing a waste dump area near the pit. So how these will be designed, what will be the slope of it, based on terrain, what kind of benching, angles, height can be given. So all this comes in design, as you will be seeing some of the softwares we will be discussing later on. One of these is that. Another application is blast design. How blasting is done. A very important and very interesting experiments I had done in one of the classes I was taking in Australia. So in there, we basically designed a new blasting pattern, and based on that, the efficiency improved a lot. Apart from efficiency, it's not just about how much rock we break, but also how much vibrations we produce. What is the fragmentation? Is it becoming very powdery, or is it becoming very bulky that we have to maybe do a secondary blasting or something? So all this comes in blasting design and blast optimization. So the application for that are present. There is one software called Blastair, BlastLogic. There are many software for that, but the concept behind is how we design a blast line, how we design tie-ups, what kind of delays we give between each row or each column of a charge, how much material or how much charge we put in each hole, and what is the desired vibration threshold that we have to take care of. Because in every country, in every place, there are certain restrictions. Suppose you have a mine where just 60 meters out of it, you have a settlement. So they won't be appreciating you doing some uncontrolled blasting where their houses are being cracked and all. So those things, the proper blast design has to be done, and these software helps us. These applications are there, and we will be studying these as well. There is a ventilation planning. What kind of air is going in? What is its temperature? What is pressure? If in a gallery, certain amount of air goes, by the time it reaches the face, what will be its temperature? If there are certain fans that are installed, suppose auxiliary fans are installed, or in this case, exhaust fan is installed. So what will its effect be? And different kind of scenarios we can basically simulate and understand. Okay, if I plan my working in this way, maybe I can get more air, more fresh air. Or if I have a gas problem, there is a degree 2 or degree 1 gassy mine. So how will I drain this huge amount of methane, or gases that are coming out, and is it safe for a miner to be going after how much time will it be safe for a miner to go after a blast? All this can be basically understood if we can simulate this and understand its working. Another major application that I also have been involved in is a slope stability analysis. As I was discussing what kind of slope failure will be there. We will be discussing slope failure in detail in rock slope technology, that is for sure. But still, to understand, there are various factors that are affecting slope stability, like its height, its angle, what is the bench size, what is the berm width. But apart from geometry, there are certain factors like what is the rainfall, what is the amount of cracks or porosity or the permeability of the material that we are dealing with, what is its cohesive and tensile strength, what are its other material properties that are basically affecting how failure can happen. So one of the studies, this was done on the full mine basis. So this on the figure on the right, you can see it's a figure that was done for the slope stability issues that are being faced in a pit. So similar stability analysis are done. We will be doing. We will also be doing that using 2D and 3D softwares which are available with us. Tunnel or underground excavations, stability, what are the stresses and strains, how things will be developed if a tunnel is roof is failing, or if the sides are falling from a incline or an adit or a decline or any other opening it is underground, and we have to stabilize it. So what kind of stabilization measures can be there? Is bolting sufficient, or do we have to have a full casing or the wedge support, or whatever kind of support we have to put? But important understanding is why we have to put those and what are the factors, what is the stress, and all this can be understood when we do these simulations and understand what is the situation. Now, before I go ahead, do also understand that all these applications which I told you, and many more will be there, which we will be covering during our computer applications class. These are all not foolproof. These are as good as the data we provide them. Nature is not homogeneous, as you know. There will be cracks, there will be deformities. कुछ यहाँ से टूटा होगा, कुछ वहाँ से टूटा होगा, and everything we won't be able to put exactly as it is in the computers. So to compensate, we use various methods to basically give it representative values. Like जैसे you might have heard about or you might have done also about the representative sample correction, right? There are many methods to collect samples and sampling. So the whole point is to get a representative sample so that it can basically give an idea of the whole full ground. इसमें भी ऐसा ही होता है. Same thing we do in this. We try to find values, or we try to find a design, or we try to find a parameters that can actually give us a representative idea of actually what is in the field. It's not necessary कि अगर we have a granite rock on top and sandstone on bottom, so it will have same strength throughout an opening. It can have cracks, it can have joints, it can have faults and n number of things. And it's not possible practically to do or map each and every discontinuity or maybe the problem areas which we face. So these involve basically assumptions or modifications or representative values we have to give. So when we do this, when we do these applications, when we do these simulations, we do these design, one thing and very important thing we need to keep in mind that nothing is foolproof, and what we are finding is based on our best judgment. It can have different effects actually on field, and we have to be ready on that. The only difference between anyone doing it and we doing it is our assumptions and our modifications will be judicial. अगर हम किसी parameter की value, if we are changing a value of a parameter from A to B, we know why we are doing it. And that's what separates a mining engineer or any engineer from anyone who can do that, right? So we understand what's the concept. If a rock has a single joint, maybe we can find out what is its representative strength as compared to an intact rock, something on those lines. So these all points, when we will be dealing with these applications or when we will be dealing with these problems in the course of these computer application class as well as the computer application lab. So we will be seeing these all problems. अब lab तुम लोगों की कब होगी, कैसे होगी, we will see. But yeah. Okay, coming to role of mining engineer. So again, raise of hands. What is the role of mining engineer in computer applications? Is it A, learning software, B, learning code, or none of these? Raise a hand, raise a hand. Someone who has not answered before? Hand raise, please. कोई नहीं है? अरे कोई hand raise करो भाई. Rohan again. Okay, Rohan. Go on.
Sir, according to me, I think we need to learn both, because we need to learn the software to get the knowledge how it works, how we deal with the things, and everything is not provided in the software, so we need to code something so that we can run the software.
Both are correct, and nothing is correct. As you said, we won't be just learning software, or we won't be just learning coding. To give you an idea how these applications are developed, one of the first part we have to do, or any person who is developing an application is supposed to do, is define the problem, understand what are the premises, what is the limitations of that. Okay, my mine has a boundary of from 100 meters to 200 meters. My application area is this. I can blast only maybe 15 kgs of blast of explosive in one hole. That is my limitation. We have to know the limitations, or which we in simulation terms we call it boundary conditions. We have to know what are the defining equations, what are the parameters that affect that phenomenon. If we are talking about slope stability, so we have to know what is the cohesion of the soil, what is the friction angle, internal friction angle, what is the geometry, what is the height or the angle, and how are these related, how we calculate the stresses and the strain or the factor of safety and so on. So different judging criteria for every application we have to know, and that is where we as mining engineers differ from anyone who is just using the application. We know what is happening and why it is happening, and that's very important to understand. Second part is planning the solution. How to do that? If we know what is to be done, how it is to be done, and that is important, because we can't say to computer, bhai, just do mining operation for 100 tons per day and he will do. That's not how a computer can understand us, right? So we have to lower ourselves down to a computer level. We have to tell them, okay, first find out what are the values of cohesion, what is the geometry of this ore, okay, how much production I want, how much time I want to give. So tell them small steps, then tell him how to calculate it, what are the equations as we define the problem, and then find out how it is done and plan it out fully. So that part comes in the planning of the solution, and as you all mostly might be aware about the flowcharts and algorithm. Third part is coding and testing. So there comes the whole department of computer science we have. So they will do that. We need not worry about that. But still, we have to understand why things are done, how things are done, and in case we have to do some alterations, some changes, we have to have the understanding how to do that. Like in one of my professors in BHU, he used to say, mining engineer is jack of all trades, but he is master of none. Because he has to know each and everything. He has to know electrical, he has to know electronics, he has to know civil, he has to know mining, obviously, he has to know computer science. He has to know all these aspects, but he can't be a master of these aspects because his focus is on finding the best way to do all this. So we need to know how to specifically code, or at least know how things get processed. Documentation part is basically a computer science term where they give a full documentation of what was coded, how it was coded, and what all parameters they use, so that if any changes are there, they make it. And applications, who are the users? We are the users, the mine owners, mine workers, or the researchers who are doing that. Our focus is on these three. The first, defining the problem, planning the solution, and application. So in this class, though we will be touching the coding aspect, but we won't be focusing fully on the coding. I think you guys had some course in your first or second year for coding. So some basic ideas will be there with you. We'll be using that. And our primary focus will be on these three aspects: defining the problem, understanding how this is done, planning the solution in terms of flowcharts and algorithms, so that we know how computer understands the problem, and using the application. That will be another part and important part of it. So coming to the course which will be going on, the first module, as was discussed, will be about the structures and peripherals, the planning aspect. So we will be discussing some basics about the flowchart algorithm. We will be giving you problems, or we will be discussing problems in respect to mines, and seeing how we can produce different algorithms to solve that problem in a computational sense. Then we can also do some basic programming. I will introduce you to a useful tool called MATLAB. Some of you might be used to that tool. So MATLAB basically has quite exhaustive amount of code similar to any programming language, but we'll be using these codes in other aspects of this course as well. So we'll see how much that can be done. Some basic programming we'll also include in this. Second module, and the important module, will be discussing the core applications, including the mine planning. We were discussing the first, ventilation modeling, blasting design, ore body estimations, and any other aspects that we feel will be important. So this will be a big module. Maybe we'll be covering it in a series of like 8 to 9 class or more. So we'll see how things come up. Enough time will be given for each class, and we will have the lab sections as well. So we'll be discussing in detail how things are. In module 3, I want to bring numerical simulations. So we'll be discussing about the simulation aspect. There are different methods how mining activities are simulated: limit equilibrium method, finite element method, these LEM, FEM, the concepts behind it, fluid flow, CFD. We will be discussing those, and their applications like slope stability, that we'll be touching here, as well as in the rock slope technology part. Tunnel stabilization, very important. Subsidence analysis, how much subsidence is there by any mining operation. Pillar stability, underground ventilations, we will be doing all these in numerical simulation part of this. This again will be a big module. We'll be covering maybe 10 to 12 lectures more. You'll see as the things progress. And we will be doing a major part of it is still in the lab part. So we'll see how things go. These two modules 4 and 5 I also want to introduce, and these are very important part. The fourth is applications of remote sensing and GIS. So some of you might be aware how important these are. Some of you may have taken some subjects also, I'm not sure. But how digital images are processed, how things, spectras are acquired, their processing, and techniques like INSAR or digital image analysis, or so these all things will be discussed, not in detail, but at least an idea will be given so that we can have that mindset that what can be done and how it can be done. Okay. We will be using these in land categorization, waste volume assessments, slope movement, etc. So that we'll be doing as a module 4. And in module 5, we'll be introducing artificial intelligence. This is a very important module and the most looked forward area these days. We'll be learning about machine learning, artificial neural networks, fuzzy logic, genetic algorithms, and so on. These are basically tools that allows a computer to basically make decisions based on the data we provide. So suppose I have given it, okay, you have like 100 sets of data, which say that in what temperature, what type of failure will happen, or some other parameters are given, and what is the failure percentage or failure probability. So in that sense, it can basically predict by using some of these tools and other applications as well, that what is the probability in my present mining conditions. If I go in a mine and say, okay, this is the present condition, this is the temperature, this is the humidity, this is the rainfall, something like that, and tell me how much, what is the chance of failure of this slope. So some of these tools can be useful in that sense as well. So we'll be discussing various aspects of these AI in mining. These are very useful in even automation purpose. So how shovels decide how much to move ahead, how the automatic or remote drilling operations are done, how much pressure they have to exert based on the type of rock they are encountering. So many aspects of these digital image processing, like just by understanding understanding the, like I said, like I gave the example of the crushing plant in Australia. So by understanding the size of that the ore, they can decide on what kind of application or change is required. So all this will be covered in artificial intelligence module. So this will also be an important module, and we'll be finishing this course with that. Apart from this, there will be many lab classes. We'll be basically want to do some software training as well, where we can apply these concepts. How these things will be done, we'll have to find out, because you guys might not have the access of server here where softwares are available. In any case, we'll find a way to maybe give you some cracked versions, or at least we'll provide you some trial versions, at least to try out things and see how things are coming. In between modules and in between while discussing as well, I will keep on giving some assignments. So all of you had one assignment. So I could see only one submission till now, but this was just introduction, so that's okay. But try and do your assignments as and when given, so that at least we can have an assessment and interaction later on the basis of that assignment. So keep on looking at your teams. Keep on being updated because most of the this communication will be done here. But yes, if so this is the end of my presentation today, my lecture today. You are open to queries, but one thing I would suggest, and before we end officially, uh, who is the class representative? Who is your class representative? You have elected any class representatives, or no one is there? Anyone can answer?
Yes, sir. We have a class representative. Prabhu is our class representative.
Who is there?
Prabhu
Prabhu.
Prasad Raut.
Hello, sir.
Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu. Open your video if possible. Possible or not?
Yes, it is possible.
Possible. Okay. Yeah. So Prabhu, the thing is, I would suggest we make a WhatsApp group for our both of the classes. Okay. We
Okay.
can you can add each of the members, and you can add me. I will give you my number, so you can add me there.
Sir, I have
Okay.
already
And
your number earlier.
you have my number, right? That's so good.
Yeah.
Acha, why find out why others cannot join? We have 34 attendance today, so that's good attendance. But find out why others could not join. If they have internet issues or other things, that's okay. But we have to find out a way that they can also join. So do find out that. Okay. We have our next class day after tomorrow. I think Cam is there here.
On Thursday.
And morning there is a lab. Oh, so regarding lab, I have to find out how to do it, and we'll let you know. So important part is make a WhatsApp group for because all of them, all of you guys are in the all of you guys are in both courses, right? Cam and RST, Rockslope. 43 are there, I think. So I think one group can be sufficient, or you can make two groups. It's up to you.
And one
Uh,
group can.
वन ग्रुप विल बी सफिशिएंट प्लीज एवरीवन कोई भी गुड मॉर्निंग के मैसेजेस नहीं भेजेगा उस ग्रुप में, ठीक है? बहुत सारे ग्रुप है हमारे पास जिसमें गुड मॉर्निंग के मैसेजेस आते हैं. आई एम फेड अप ऑफ दोज. प्लीज डोंट सेंड गुड मॉर्निंग मैसेजेस, ओके? उसको सिर्फ अपनी क्लासेस और इसके बारे में बात करने के लिए रखिए. कूल. और एक और चीज थी. सो मैंने आई हैव सीन वन इश्यू and that sometimes this join meeting button doesn't appear while having a meeting in Microsoft Teams. So for everyone's benefit, कई बार क्या होता है इंटरनेट की वजह से या किसी की वजह से नहीं होता. ट्राई द ब्राउजर वर्जन एज वेल व्हेन दिस हैपेंस. अगर एप्लीकेशन पे काम कर रहे हो तो you can do on your browser. Go to the browser, search Microsoft Teams, log in that site. Okay. सेम थिंग सेम एप्लीकेशन, सब चीज़ें सेम है, बस वो ब्राउजर में खुलता है. बट समटाइम्स इट हैपेंस दैट नहीं आता ज्वाइन बटन. इट हैपेंड टू मी yesterday, so I know now. So keep on seeing what is the problem and trying to sort those out. प्रॉब्लम्स होंगी यार, हम लोग इतनी दूर से बात कर रहे हैं, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है, बट प्रॉब्लम्स होंगी. वी हैव टू सॉर्ट दीज आउट एंड वी हैव टू यू नो get on with our course. So that's it from my side. If anyone has any query, you can have it now, or you might be late for the next class as well. आज मैंने 5 मिनट लेट हो गया. Okay. Yes. If anyone has any query, they can come up. Thank you very much. बोल सकते हो, कोई भी बोल सकते हो, जिसको भी बोलना. Okay, guys, you can join the other class. Fir, that's it from me. I'll be logged in here, waiting for you guys to exit so that I can stop the recording. So तुम लोग जब तक रहोगे, I will keep on recording. so you can join the other class. So and I will share the recording once it is processed and share with everyone, so that will be helpful. Okay. Cool. See you again on Thursday then. Make a WhatsApp group and let me know.